Guys, Dylan from Noble Records coming at you with another video. This is a heavy rotation. If you're new to the channel, I do this thing. I try to do it once a week called heavy rotation, where I just go through what I've been listening to and finding. As I'm buying and selling so many records, it's important for me to stay excited about records, even from a business standpoint. You know, that's the fire that keeps me going, is the excitement from finding the stuff. So, I have a lot of really cool stuff here. I have a lot of funk. I've got a lot of psych and hard rock and stuff as usual. Now, recently, I've had a lot of people request funk. Request like, hey, you have any recommendations for funk? And I don't do a lot of videos on funk because I'm not an expert on funk. I don't know a ton about funk. I know what I like. I know what I found. I might know more than your average Joe, but I know there's DJs and guys that are hunting those breaks that know way more about it than I do. So, I mean, usually if I get on here and start talking about a topic I don't know anything about, people just railroad me in the comments, you know. So I'm just presenting what I know. I know enough about funk to really enjoy it and to be looking for it, but I regularly find funk records that I don't know what they are, and I throw them on and I'm like, holy moly, this is good. So anyways, this is a funk record that I found today. Actually, I didn't find it. A really good friend of mine found it. This is one of those things that, you know, us local diggers, a lot of us know some of the big ones in the area. This is one, without a doubt, in the area that's a huge one. It's called Gaston, My Queen. This is a killer funk record. Gaston's a band from North Carolina. This was recorded in Asheville. But just look at that cover, man. It is, it's as funky as it looks. It is so good. And I was familiar with this one, just because in the area, you kind of got to know what to look for. And I've been wanting to find one out in the wild myself. My friend found one, and he brought it in the shop, and we haggled and traded and all that. And I ended up able to get it. Very grateful for it. It's a fantastic funk record. It is sick. Gnarly. It's hot all the way through. You know, some funk records have pockets of good stuff, and certain tracks are good and certain tracks are bad. This one is killer the whole way through. It's so good. And they actually reissued it for Record Store Day. I don't know when it was. It was this year. One of the 20 Record Store Days we had this year. They reissued this, and so you can find the reissue. The originals are really tough to find, really expensive. So I was lucky enough to find an original, but this is just gnarly, gnarly stuff, and I'm so happy to have it. This is a grail. It really is. So this is a fantastic funk record. Another one I've been listening to lately. So I briefly mentioned this in another video when I was digging in the attic. So basically, long story short, I've been going to someone's house that has an attic full of records. They have like a room that's like full of records, just a regular air-conditioned heated room. And they have an attic that has just like tons of stuff in it as well. So in the attic, I was under the impression that there wasn't much good stuff in the attic. But really what it was is there wasn't a lot of rock in the attic. There was some like, you know, soundtracks and like world music and like reggae, and there was some funk. So I found some cool stuff. This is the one I was super excited about. It's called Black Nasty, Talking to the People. This is, oh man, this is so good. It's just another gnarly funk record. It's got killer bass. It's amazing. I would recommend checking this out. I didn't know what it was, and I mean, it's called Black Nasty, so I had to buy it and got it. It's a blind buy, total 100% blind buy, and got it home, and it did not disappoint. It was really good. So like there's a bunch of different, let's see, we'll go through. I'll do this a certain way. Here we go. Now it's making sense to me. This is one good friend, Chris, Tunes from the Man Cave. This is one I've been wanting. I've had copies of this in the past multiple times, but since I opened the shop, I think I sold my last copy when I opened the shop. I just hadn't seen one come in. I've said I was going to buy one, haven't found one. So this one came in from Chris. He was trading for some jazz I had. This is Curtis Mayfield. It's Curtis, and it's got this killer hype sticker don't worry, if there's hell below, we're all gonna go. And that's a lyric in the first track. But this is a just amazing, amazing funk record. And Curtis Mayfield, you know, he had a little bit more popular, accessible funk. But this still has, this is still a pretty, you know, don't turn this on in front of the kids funk record. But it's fantastic. I listened to it again today and was like, man, how have I gone this long without having this in my collection? This is really good stuff. And Curtis Mayfield is findable stuff. And then this one is the Gators featuring Willie T. Gators was a New Orleans funk soul kind of instrumental band. They didn't come out with any LPs. They just came out with singles. And so this one is on Funky Delicacies. That's a label like mid to late 90s, early 2000s. They put out a bunch of like really good instrumental and like funk stuff. They put out Black Murder, which is a great funk record. So anyways, this is really cool stuff. It's a lot like the Meters. But it might even be a little funkier than the Meters, but it's really good stuff. Someone brought that in. I was not aware of it before that. This is another one. So this one, okay, we're getting into, so the thing about funk is, just like rock, there's different eras, and there's really good stuff like late 60s, early 70s, just killer stuff. And then there's also like late 70s, some amazing, like the way that it evolved was so good, I think. But even like the stuff that was like the funk that was hybrid funk and disco is so good. You might remember I found this at Salvation Army. This is called Formula One. Hold on. It's a great record, but this is 77. 77 was a sweet spot for funk. Just like 76, 77, 78. There was some really good, and I'll call it like jazz funk fusion type stuff, but just some killer stuff. But hold on, that one's really good. This is James Mason, Rhythm of Life. This is out of this world. Some killer synth stuff, just you put on that stank face when you hear it. Really good stuff. The originals, I think this was a 77. The originals go for like $400 or something. This is a reissue I got today. But yeah, this one's smoking hot. And then this one's called the Lafayette Afro Rock Band. The album's called Malik. This is a really cool. This is a reissue. The original is same, like $300-400 is what they go for. But Lafayette Afro Rock Band, they came from, they formed in New York. And then they were playing funk in like the early 70s. And the funk scene in the U.S. was like oversaturated at the time. There were a ton of people doing it. And so they decided to move to France and start doing it there. When they moved to France, they got a lot of influence and cultural education from all these different people and musicians they were playing with. So a lot of their funk is more of an Afrobeat funk. And it's really good. But like, there's so many different flavors. It's just like rock. You know how rock, there's psych, there's prog, there's folk rock, there's country rock, there's pub rock, there's dad rock. You know, there's all these different types of rock. But funk is the same. You know, you got the Afrobeat funk, the jazz funk, the soul jazz. There's all these different rabbit holes you can go down. But they were very much like Afrobeat funk stuff, which is just killer. Love it. I love Afrobeat. You know, a lot of record collectors and record store owners, when they get farther down, the stuff they really like is like the really rare free jazz and Afrobeat and stuff like that. It's just, man, it's some of the purest form of music. It's so good. But anyways, this is a really good record. I'd love to get an original, but I just got this one today, this reissue, and the reissues are even hard to find. But there's some really good, like the first side, you've got a lot of really good rhythms and Afrobeat like elements and stuff. The second side, it kicks in with some fuzz guitar, some wah-wah, some talk box, some funky bass. Like, the second side's where it's at for me. I love that. But I mean, both sides are killer. But that's a great record. This one is Hambone, Big Fat Juicy Fun. And this is more along the funk disco type stuff. Really good. And this is not an expensive record. This is like a $12 record. And it is fire. Just, it's just killer. Funky disco type funk. And same with this is Lakeside. Keep on moving straight forward or straight ahead. Yeah. I was in a restaurant, which is not something we say very often in 2020, but I was in a restaurant using the facilities and sitting there, you know when you go into a restaurant, you go to like a restroom in a restaurant, you can hear the music louder because there was all these people talking out there, but you're in this room by yourself. All you can hear is the stream and the music. Streaming the music, the music is streaming from the speakers is what I'm trying to tell you. All you can hear is the stream from the speakers. And this was on, and this is like a nice restaurant I was in. Well, it was on our anniversary date. This was like a couple months ago. And I was like, this is funky. What is this? This is like funkier than your average fancy restaurant bathroom funk. This is like bus station funk. This is like, I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. But this is like choice. So I pulled out my phone and I said, hey, what song is this? And then they're like, oh yeah, this is Lakeside. And this is, Lakeside's a really great, like a good, and I was like, how do I not know that record? Because this record you don't see very often, but it's like a $10 record. And so I was like, man, I hope I can find that soon because I gotta have it. And literally that day, I walk in my shop, Dom, my guy working there, is like, hey, somebody dropped off all these records for you to look at. Boom, there it is. I was like, what the heck? That's how I like to do it. Now, sure, I wish it was a $1,000 record, but still, that's a really good, funky disco funk record. I spent too much time on that story. Let's blaze on through. Some of you get hard rock guys are gonna be glad about this. Maybe I should have shown this at the beginning, but got some really good hard rock stuff in it, like that I just have been looking for and absolutely love. Probably number one I'm most excited about is Free, self-titled. Me and my buddy Reed, we're talking about this today at the shop. Oh, this is a fantastic record. So good. Paul Rogers sang in Bad Company. When I hear his voice, I grew up on Bad Company. And when I hear his voice, like that's all I can think about. But I do like Bad Company. Bad Company is really good. And it's one of those things where like snobby record collectors are like, oh, Bad Company, those records are only like $2 to $3, $5, whatever. Bad Company was good stuff, man. They were good classic rock. But Free, Free did all right now. That's on the radio every 5 seconds. But this is just a fantastic record. Killer guitar work. Paul Rogers is just shining on this record. Paul Kassoff is this hairy gentleman right here with just that grimacing smile. One of the most underrated, under-talked about guitar players. I don't know what is wrong with people. Never hear anybody talk about Paul Kassoff. He was in Black Cat Bones. He played for champion Jack Dupree. The bluesman, he toured with him, did great. He played in so many bands and it was in Free. But this is a fantastic record and it's really tough to find. Another one that I'm really excited about is Lightning. This is another psychedelic record I've been looking for. It's not super rare. It's not super expensive. It's like a $30 or $40 record, but this one's in the shrink. It's mint. And so I was glad to find a copy of that. Another one, this budgie, I can never remember the name. Never Turn Your Back on a Friend. This is one of the only budgie records I didn't have an original of, so I was glad to get that. Budgie's really good if you don't know budgie. Hard rock, smoking blues guitar. The vocals are really high pitched, like in Rush territory. High pitched vocals, like almost annoying, but not annoying. But it's on the line. But really good. I don't want to deter you. If you like Rush, it's the same type of vocal, but really good hard rock stuff. The earlier the better with Budgie. This is another one I found in that attic. Black Sabbath. This is Paris. December 20th, 1970. And this is a bootleg. I had it forever. Not forever, 3 weeks. And it was in my box that I was carrying back and forth to the store. One day I was like, I'm going to throw it on. And I knew it was going to sound bad. I was like, this is going to sound bad. This doesn't, for some reason I thought this is going to be like an audience recording. But this is a soundboard recording. It sounds fantastic. I was like, keeping that faux show. Really, really cool bootleg. This is another one. This is, what country is this from? This is an Argentinian press. This is a Frank Zappa, Hot Rats. Rats Calientes. Ratas Calientes. Espanol. But I am a sucker for albums like that are really iconic that have alternate titles in other languages for some reason. But this one's actually kind of tough to find. It's on that Sweet Music Hall label. And Hot Rats is one of my it's one of my favorite Zappa records. It's up there with the earliest ones I listened to. And like, this is, if you don't like Zappa, he's a little out there, try this. If you haven't heard it, Hot Rats is a fantastic record. It's really good. I think anyone who likes rock would like it. It's really good stuff. So Hot Rats is a fantastic record. This is a really cool press of it. This one walked in the shop today. Van Morrison promo of his band in the street choir. If you know me, you know I'm collecting white label promos. I love them. They're great. This is a white label with a timing strip. I used to have one of these and sold it when I opened the shop. This is a white label promo too. It just doesn't have the sticker. Okay. So while I was doing the attic dig, I found this record. Now, another blind spot for me is like punk, post-punk, and new wave and stuff like that. I know a little bit. I know it sells, but I don't listen to it a lot. So this Undertones record was in there, and I got it. Gosh, I don't want to tell all these stories, but this guy I'm digging at his house, like I'm making a friendship with him. I'm really enjoying talking to him. He's a wealth of knowledge. His whole life he's been looking for these records and finding and like he knows so much. It's crazy. And so I'm not wanting to sell a lot of them because they're more sentimental to me, because like this is autographed to him from a couple members of the band. So a lot of I'm more hesitant to sell because I like him so much, and this stuff that I don't really see very often. So I'll listen to it, think about it. If it's something I really don't think I'm going to be into down the road, I'll sell it. But this I listened to, and I really, really enjoyed it. So Undertones is something I've been marinating in for the past few weeks. I put it on probably every time I'm at the shop and listen to it. It's really good stuff. Last time I was there, I don't know how I missed this the first time, but this is Undertones Hypnotized test pressing. Really cool. It's just white cover. I guess that's why I missed it last time I was there. But it's really cool. So I was glad I could get that. Yeah, it's not an expensive record, but it's cool to have. This one, Step by Step by Eddie Sine. That might not be how you say it, but this is not in great shape, but the vinyl's fairly clean on it. He is like a soul, jazz, funk guitar player. Really good stuff. He's got another one that's also really good, and so I saw this and grabbed it, and it's great stuff. This is one I've been looking for a long time. Don't make fun of me. This is a great record. This is Dolly Parton, Jolene. This is a really good record. This is the only Dolly record that I've really been looking for, that I really care to have. But this is a fantastic record. And it's getting harder and harder to find for some reason. I think I've had a couple throughout the years, but they just don't pop up that often. And I was able to, Chris actually traded this one in too. And I was like, I'm keeping that because it's good stuff, man. For me, there's not a ton of really good country out there that I'm really going to love, but there is some that I really do love. So this is another one. I put it in the shop, and it sat there for a week. And so I listened to it, and I was like, whew, it's just really good. This is Buddy and Philip Guy. And this is, it's Buddy Guy and his brother. And it's live, and it is electrifying blues. It's so good. The only thing I don't like about it is that there are a lot of dialogue, like where they'll stop playing, or they'll like, and then like they'll be talking and like trying to get the crowd going and stuff like that, which is cool and stuff. But I really like that face melting guitar. But when I listened to it, I couldn't put it back. I was like, this is so good. I got to take it home. So that's a really good one. Oh my gosh. This video is getting too long. This is Damien Rice. This is, if you haven't, I'm sure a lot of people have heard Damien Rice. But growing up, like my late teens, like when I was in college, I think when I was in college, this came out. This is a little bit before I went to college. This is actually, this is when I was in high school. But anyways, this Damien Rice came out. And this is like really kind of mellow, soft singer-songwriter. There's some songs that are more acoustic and some songs are orchestrated, like it has an orchestra. But this is a fantastic, amazing record. Unbelievable. I mean, it's so good. And maybe it's just me. Maybe I just grew up on it, but I can still throw this record on anytime and I'm moved by it. And I've heard it a million times. There's not many records like that. But me and my wife, we used to always play gigs out together, and Blower's Daughter was a song that we always sang together. And I love it. But I mean, every single song on this album I know by heart, and I absolutely love. And they have they've never put it on vinyl, so they finally, I've been dying for a copy on vinyl, so they finally released this, and so I got it. And I'm just over the moon to have it. It's such a good album, man. This is another one I've been looking for a long time. I forgot. I actually found it. Somebody brought in a box of records, and this was in it. Bridget St. John, Songs for the Gentleman. Bridget St. John is really good. I don't want to say Joni Mitchell, because she's not like Joni Mitchell. She's very different. But it's female, acoustic guitar-driven, singer-songwriter type stuff. She has a very deep voice. And when you put it on, you instantly are like, I've never heard anything like this. This is really cool. Her records are a little bit tough to find, but not too bad. This is a fantastic record. All hers are amazing. And I highly recommend finding, if you're into that type of thing, Bridget St. John. She's terrific. Fantastic stuff. This is one, I don't know why I'm showing you this. This is a little bit of a guilty pleasure to me. This is called Great White. Great Zeppelin, tribute to Led Zeppelin. This is Great White performing a bunch of Zeppelin songs live. And this is limited to 500 copies on red vinyl. Who cares? But it's cool. And I really like it. It's just, I mean, I don't know. I like it. Sue me. I know I shouldn't like this, but I do. Along the same vein, we got Zach Sabbath Vertigo. This just came out. This is a red vinyl version. But this is Zach and a band doing Black Sabbath songs. It's doing the whole first album. It is okay. It's really good. Zach Wild has such a different voice than Ozzy, but it's not bad. When I first turned it on, I was like, is this at the wrong speed or something? Like he's got such a deep, growling man voice. You know, it's just different. But his guitar playing, I mean, I love Zach Wild play the guitar. He's a shredder, man. I like it. I've always admired him and wished I could play guitar like that. You know, it's good stuff. This is one I've been looking for a long time. This is, I'm not going to say the whole title of this album. I'm going to say part of it. So if you want to look it up, you can. But this is JPT Scare Band. Which words do I want to say? Titan Sirens. We'll say that. This is on clear vinyl. I've been looking for this for a while. I don't know why JPT Scare Band's so hard to find on vinyl, but this is like, I talked about this in a couple videos ago. Just face melting. It's hard rock with fuzz guitar with that Univibe. Hendrix had this pedal called the Univibe, and it's like rah, rah, rah. It's this like ringing. I have one. I need to play it so I can show you what it sounds like. But he uses one in this, and it's just like it's so good. But so it has that Hendrix vibe to it, but it's way more raw and aggressive, and it's really good stuff. But this album is just, I think it's just a straight live set. But no, it's recorded at the Electric House from 1974 to 76. But it's nuts, man. It's really good. If you can find any JPT Scare Band, find it. I need to find a source for that stuff because I could sell it in the shop, because every time I put it on, people are like, what is this? This is insane. Jade Warrior, this is a U.S. Vertigo. Hadn't had this record in a while, and got it traded in this weekend. It is really good. It's prog, but it's got a lot of really good guitar work on it. I forgot how good it was. It snuck up on me, but this is a fantastic record. It's on that Vertigo swirl, and I had a spaceship one at some point, but I got rid of it because I was like, I know I'm just going to end up getting the swirl later. So, really good. And then last one I'll show. Oh, no, I got two more. This is another one. I'm on the fence. I may not keep this, but I really do like it as far as Sun Ra goes. This is Sun Ra, the Nubians of Plutonia. This is a Impulse white label promo. It's a really cool record. It's more one of the more accessible Sun Ra records out there. And this is a band. Someone recommended this band to me, and I don't know who it was, but someone commented. When you comment, I read them, and if you recommend something, I usually try to look it up and find it. But someone recommended this band. It's called Soggy. This is a really cool reissue on it's like a yellow and black splatter vinyl. I don't normally care for colored vinyl, but this one's pretty cool. But anyways, this is very much in the same vein as the Stooges. In fact, they cover I Want to Be Your Dog. But this is really, I mean, it's a lot like the Stooges, but it's really raw, and, you know, what do you got? Proto-punk. Like, proto-punk, early, out of this world stuff. But I'm not sure exactly what they put out. If this might be something that wasn't discovered, I really can't remember. But I was able to find this from my distributor, and so I ordered a copy just to see what it'd be like and listen to it, and it's really great stuff. So thank you all for watching this video. Thanks for putting up with my rants and stories. Hope you guys enjoy these. If you did, hit the subscribe button. You know how it is. I've got hats back in our merch store, so there's a link for that below. And we got some like exciting stuff coming next week. So stay tuned. See you next time.